Hi, I'm Sarah Snyder, Conference Treasurer, and I'm here to talk about apportionments and missions within the Wisconsin Annual Conference. I've been the Conference Treasurer since September of 2019, and one of the joys is seeing the work of the committees and how they find a need in the community or within our members, and they work to meet that. I also get joy out of seeing our churches and individuals react to needs in their own communities, in Wisconsin, in the U.S., and around the world when help is needed. I want to talk today about apportionments and how our connectional giving works, how our conference budget works, and then also what we get as assigned apportionments from the general conference. I thought this slide would help us take a look at how money flows in and around the Wisconsin Conference and back out to meet missionary needs. So we get individuals who donate either to their own church, to a foundation account, or to the Wisconsin Conference directly through our online giving. We have churches that give through their monthly apportionments as well as extra giving through our Mission Connect software. And we also have accounts over at the foundation that have been set up by people in the past or currently, and we get earnings from their funds, usually restricted for particular purposes, that come into the conference. Each month we record those in our accounting system, and by the 15th of the following month we have them back out in the world where they were intended to go. So the primary ones that we send out are to the General Conference, to the General Board of Global Ministries, out for ministries that are set by the Wisconsin Board of Global Ministries, and also out to other state and local organizations that we have been requested to send monies to. I like the word apportionment and how it connects our church out to the world. John Wesley said, "I look on all the world as my parish." And certainly we can see the pictures and hear the stories of what is happening around the world when we help out in other places. Apportionments allow us to do together what no church or district or annual conference could do alone. Connectional giving is really one of the founding ideas of the United Methodist Church. By participating in connectional giving, it allows us to be in mission with people and congregations around the world. Regardless of how large or small your church is, you can make a contribution. It's combined with other churches in Wisconsin, combined with other churches throughout the United States, and we can truly make a difference in the world. I wanted to show you the apportionment that comes from the General Conference down to us through all of the conferences. So what's shown here is the North Central jurisdiction. Wisconsin is one of 10 conferences in the North Central jurisdiction. You'll see on the bottom right-hand side that our jurisdiction pays for about 18.7% of the general budget. And we in Wisconsin are responsible for about 1.3% of that. And our funding, total of $1.2 million, helps fund World Service, Ministerial Education, Black College, Africa University, the Episcopal Fund, which helps pay for the bishop and travel and benefits, general administration of the General Conference, and also interdenominational cooperation. 25% of what is shown as the ministerial education does stay with us, and we put it into an account at the foundation. What does the money in Wisconsin go for? So Wisconsin takes what we are giving as an apportionment from the General Conference. We add on our budgeted items, and that makes our full budget. We help staff congregational development, which helps our churches with training, with starting new ministries, and also revitalization through our MCCI program, ICD, IDC, a number of different initials. We have 4 district superintendents, 2 district administrators who work with appointing pastors, helping to train congregations, being a resource, and our assistant to the bishop, who is handling more day-to-day operational issues since we're sharing a bishop between 2 conferences. We started a Next Gen Ministries program last July. We hired the director, and he works with our youth and young adults, campus ministry, and our camping ministries. Connectional ministry. We have a new director that will be starting in January, Eric Swanson, and he will oversee all of the areas, the program, the committees within connectional ministry. Finance and benefits is my area, and we help provide the benefits, pension, health care to all of the active and retired clergy and families, as well as overseeing the buildings, the conference center, and the other buildings that we own. Communications is our great Lisa Wink, Director of Communications, who also oversees IT. And then we have our Board of Ordained Ministry that helps bring new people into the ministry, training, licensing. We combine what the General Conference gives us as an apportionment, the programs that we're going to provide in the state, and then we allocate those out to the local churches based upon an apportionment formula in our conference policies. And it is based 1/3 on membership and 2/3 on expenses. We use the most recent statistical reports that each church completes, and that's how we calculate this. We like to get it out by August or September so that every church has that in order to do their budgeting. This is the bottom of the report that we give to each church, and it'll show what their current year apportionment is, what their new apportionment is. It shows the total budget for the conference for 2026 is at $6.7 million, and it shows how we are allocated between those 5 major areas. And then we show how the church would be allocating their apportionment between those 5 areas. We get the question about how come we don't do apportionments and connectional giving based upon a tithe rather than this calculated amount. And we are reviewing that. Many of the 52 conferences across the United States are looking at whether their current method is working. And so we are looking at changing it to a tithe. The chair of our Council on Finance Administration and our statistician are working together to look at the data, look at the 23 and 24 data, and see how we might do that. We will come to the June 26th annual conference with a proposal. Northern Illinois just approved a new policy at their 2025 annual conference. So if you wanted more information, you could look on their website. We make monthly distributions out, as I mentioned. One of them goes to the General Conference, and that's where we distribute all of the special Sundays, Native American Sunday, UMCOR, Student Sunday, as well as our apportionment. We pay monthly. We send out a big electronic transfer to the General Board of Global Ministries every month. So we accumulate it during the month, and by the 15th of the following month, we're sending it electronically along with the list of every organization or advanced special that it goes to, and they consolidate it with other conference funds to distribute it electronically worldwide. Our Wisconsin Board of Global Ministries supports disaster recovery. It's currently working in Milwaukee. Our volunteers in mission, who have done several trips this year, mission motivation and health and welfare. And then some of the local and state supported missions that we have are Northcott Neighborhood, Rooted in Rising, Harbor House, Wisconsin Council of Churches. Wanted to let you know that on top of the apportionments that your church pays both to Wisconsin to help fund the programs and to the General Conference to help fund programs, we also see churches voluntarily donating over $1.1 million last year to 100 different programs. And so our job as a conference is to take all of those restrictions, special giving, and make sure that we get them back out to where they need to go to. Some of the bigger ones I have listed here are UMCOR and then the UMCOR Sunday. The UMCOR Direct goes directly into program needs. The UMCOR Sunday helps fund the operations and organization of UMCOR. World Hunger and Poverty, U.S. Disaster, Bread for the World, Rooted in Rising are some of the bigger ones that we contribute to every year. And then our annual conference in-gathering, somebody else will be covering that. This only shows the cash or checks that came in that day. It does not count all of the physical items that filled the trailer when they came. So thank you very much for everything that you are doing within your church, and encourage giving. I want to go back to this just to say again, we get money from individuals, from churches, from their special giving, and from their tithing or from their apportionment, from people that have set up accounts in the past in the foundation. It comes to us, we consolidate it, we send it back out in the world to the General Conference, to the General Board of Global Ministries, and to the state and local missions that we serve. One of the questions we get is whether or not your church should send it directly or send it to us. Works either way. We can consolidate it and get it out where it needs to go into various international places. You are welcome to do that yourself. If you send it in through us, we will keep track of it and we will provide that to you so that you have the information for your annual statistical reporting. There are a couple of resources that you can take a look at on the Wisconsin website as well as the Northern Illinois website. They have information about giving and apportionment tools. Discipleship Ministries has a site that has some good information, Global Ministries, and then also gcfa.org. And if you want to get a smile, try gcfa.com because it takes you to a totally different place. And I'm looking forward to answering your questions.